So you ready? Okay. I'd like to call the Newbury Township Planning Commission meeting tonight for October 11, 2022. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from June 13th, 2022. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, there wasn't any old business, new business, or conditional use. We're going to have three items on the agenda tonight. First will be Dale D. Fry and Barbicide Minor Subdivision. Anybody representing the applicant, come to Mike, state your name and how you represent the applicant, please.
My name is Greg Condon with Biscon Arrow. I'm the surveyor for this subdivision. Okay, I'll talk about it. All right, this subdivision, all this is for is to change property lines because of encroachments and things like that. If you want to start at the top one, the top lot, lot one,
Sure.
the property line, as you see, ran right by the house through a wall and then way down through the front yard of the Fry house. So we straightened that line out to get that away from the house. And the next one is even worse. Property line went through the actual attached garage, and the detached garage was not even on the lot. And of course, then the last one was just the trailer, and they own that one too, and we just took that area to add to the other lots.
The trailer's in lot number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the total square footage is unchanged?
Total square footage on all three together?
Well, the total, lots 1, 2, and 3, is total is unchanged, okay. So it's just a matter of moving the lines.
Yep, you can look on, and then next two sketches there show what they are now
Yes.
and what they're gonna be.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward. Site Fry owns 2 and 3. They used to own 1, they sold it to Cully, and nobody knew about this
Right.
mess till.
Yeah, and I see you have in the middle, no new lots have been created as a result of this subdivision.
Right.
So, okay, all right. Did you have any comments, Bill?
No, it's mostly, he's down to administrative items, so really, I don't have any issues with what's left.
I hope it's understandable.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is kind of weird.
Like what administrative items? I mean,
Signatures and things like non-building.
okay, so, yeah,
You should have my memo from
yes,
September 26th.
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Condon, sir,
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious, more than anything, how did they build on these lots with property lines drawn the way they were?
I have no idea.
So this is going back many, many years.
I would say those houses have probably been there 25 years at least, 30. Then how'd they get a permit for a detached garage? I don't know.
Okay, I was just, thank you, I was just curious.
I mean, he owned all 3 of these first, and I don't think he cared. He didn't think about it. He might have cared, but he didn't think about it.
And may I ask him what changed? He just.
Well, Cody Cully bought the lot number 1 from. There's a tree road, stone road that goes up, and they all thought that was his property. So he asked me to send a guy out there and survey it. And we're like, hey, dude, it's not. I know it makes no sense if you just stand here and look at it. But then we went up and went, it just kept getting worse.
Okay. Thank you.
He,
for that.
like I said, Fry owned all three of these things.
Oh, yeah. Usually, like, usually.
I could hear you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we only have one waiver on this, and that's the site context map. Make a motion that we grant the waiver,
Recommend granting the waiver?
recommend granting the waiver.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? Is there any discussion? One question. So, so the reason why you want a waiver is because you're just moving lot lines. That's the reason why.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. No, because there's no waiver request, but just want to, okay. All right, so there's a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now you're looking,
Mr. Chairman, I have one question.
Yes.
Just- I mean, this is great because it needs to be taken care of. The septic systems are all on the proper lots? Has
Yes.
Lot 1, everything is squared away,
Mhm.
and Lot 3? Okay.
I don't think they're on here right now. Or maybe they are.
Yeah, I think they are. That was one of my comments originally.
Yeah, I think.
Because I had the same question, and
I'm looking at the wrong drawing then. Oh, I see, okay, so,
Yeah, they're on here, they're on.
okay, I was on the other side. Okay, so everything's squared away there then?
Yep.
yeah, I
All right.
had the same concern.
that's important. Okay.
Yeah, if we're going to make...
Because I've seen that where they subdivided off, and then, the well ends up on somebody else's lot.
Right, right.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
would've just created the same problem over again.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I thought since we're taking care of this, we just need,
Yeah.
and Bill's already double-checked that, and thank you.
Okay. So looking for approval for a three-lot final minor subdivision plan, Dale D. Fry, and Barbara Sipe, and Cody Cully. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Press your button, Jeff.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Okay, second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, yeah.
Lexington?
Enjoy your
Okay.
day.
All right, next item on the agenda is Lexington Estates Phase 6 subdivision plan. Come to the mic, give your name and how you represent the applicant, please.
Good evening. My name is Tim Malott with Malott Engineering, representing the plan before you this evening. This is Phase 6 of Lexington Estates, consists of the last 36 lots. This is located at the intersection of York Haven Road and Long Lane. We're at admin level. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Plan's consistent with the preliminary plan, and just processing the final.
And you should have my memo from September 27th. In this case, all the waivers were previously been approved. So we're just down to some administrative items that we've been
September
working through.
27th, right, Bill?
Yeah, September 27th. That we're working through with Tim at this point, so.
Okay.
So all these waivers that are listed on here have already been approved years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, the project went pretty slow. It was from back in 2008. There was a real period of time where there wasn't much happening. Fortunately, he's having some success now. As you can see there, if you've driven by, they're really putting them up, and now they're anxious to keep on going here before the rates take people out of the ability to do it.
I have a question. General notes number 21, you talk about fire hydrants. And, okay, so in regards to the hydrants, so the location has been discussed with the...
Yeah, the hydrants are where the plan was approved way back when, and we've subsequently provided that same memo back to them, and they've concurred that, yes, that's where they put the hydrant. So hydrant plan for the entire project was done back in 2009. You get that same comment, we re-coordinate with staff, and they concurred it's still where they want the hydrants, yes.
Okay, so that's 13 years ago. Oh, so you updated,
Every time we
Oh,
get the
okay.
same
So it has
comment,
been
so we
updated.
say, hey, here's where you wanted them before, this is where they're on the plan,
Sure.
do you want any changes? And no, they're good with the hydrant locations.
because Dave, wasn't that, in regards to hydrants, wasn't that discussed or?
I was just
ordinance
gonna
or
ask that
something?
question. It matches up with our new plan, or our new ordinance, correct?
Yeah, we did, I mean, Marcus and I did look at it, and I think the distance, we've met all those as far as the ordinance requirement goes. There was,
With that said, we're happy for you to place a condition if you want your guys to relook at it, if there was any kind of changes, but I think that they did, I think you changed it to,
did we put one in the cul-de-sac?
It
That's what it
oh,
changed
it's way
It-
closer than that,
Okay,
You
yeah,
you
it
mean
was-
between hydrants or distance to a home? Usually it's kind of like distance to the home.
Distance to
Everybody's
the
got to
home,
be
I think,
within a
was 800
certain
feet.
distance. So yeah, we're good. So there's one hydrant being placed on about the midpoint of Bentley, and then another one at the intersection down at Madison's.
Everything looked right, it looked like it was 500 feet, because if you fire safety, ordinance that we need to affect the 500 feet. So I believe that, yes, it needs to.
So, I'll just ask one more. We were looking at one at the end of the cul-de-sac. Did that one go away, or?
We didn't see it, but I actually had one.
Oh,
It was
okay.
actually in the middle of not the middle of the cul-de-sac bulb, but the length of the street. Say it's 600
Okay.
feet, it's about at the 300-foot.
Got you, okay.
We just, when we were looking at this, when we had our developers committee, and, plans blur together with me after a while, and we just were wondering if we had a hydrant. We were looking at the end of the cul-de-sac and saying, hey, we better check that. And turns out the hydrant was located midway along the length, and again, after the meeting, reached out to township staff, and I don't know if Marcus made the determination or talked to someone else, but they got back to me.
Well, since it's been 13 years, can you change the wording of line, no, 21? And however you want to word, just update to latest ordinance, find out the ordinance number, whatever is appropriate, latest. And so this way, it's written, so it's not a verbal thing. Just change, if you change line, note 21 on page 1, please.
What is
21.
note 21?
That has to do with, this entire department must be provided with fire service. The hydrant locations shown on the plan is directed by Newberry Township Fire Department. Must be installed and functioning prior to issuance of any occupancy permit within the phase.
Okay, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, that's note 21.
I believe that the way we wrote that ordinance, it actually takes the fire department out of it, and it's just part of
Oh,
our,
sure.
part of our plan.
This way it's under the ordinance, sure.
Bill, take a look, see what you want, we'll modify accordingly.
Okay. I was looking at page 1, on the bottom, it says phasing plan. And where is, something's missing. Phase 5. 5? Am I missing something? I was looking in here.
over there in the drawing?
Yeah, I was looking on the little map you have, just 41 lots. Just on the bottom page, it's right above the word.
Yes, that's smack in the middle of the loop. See the leader line pointing to it?
The what? I don't see 5.
That's 5.
That actually says existing phase 4, 41 lots.
Oh, I have it over there. See, I call out 4.
Oh, okay, so, and then 4 is 20, all right, so that should be phase 5 right there, okay. It just looked kind of strange.
That was a copy move and just.
Yeah, sure, okay.
So 5 is the middle, the 41 in the middle.
And then phase 4 is currently still under construction?
Phase 4 and Phase 5 are
And
under
Phase 5.
construction. I know they are selling well, so he'll probably be looking to, he reached out to me and was already,
We would have already started, except for the township wanted us to go through when you have a preliminary plan, the developer wanted to start. It was really me. I'm only a one-man show, and I didn't have the ability to get the plan processed. So he pursued the supervisors to say, hey, can we get going, post a bond? And so simply put, as soon as we get past the supervisors, which
Okay.
hoping is,
So you think springtime?
When we're starting?
Yes.
And we'll
No,
start,
like 2 weeks from now,
Oh,
hopefully.
soon, okay. Oh, that's soon. Okay.
Right.
Oh, this month, okay, Dave.
So I didn't know if we would be moving to the next one or the following, but.
you'll be on this month.
Yeah, so ultimately, they would have already been started, except for I couldn't get this final plan in front of the board, and
That's assuming, you know, here tonight.
well, I would assume we're moving
Yeah.
forward tonight. There's really no,
Yeah.
but it's obviously the planning commission's
Right.
discretion.
Mr. Chairman, I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Am I looking at this correctly? Is there still only one entrance in and out of the Lexington Estates
That
development?
is correct.
No, there's two.
Yeah, oh, there's
The
two
one-
connections to Long Lane. There's two connections
Yeah,
to Long
two-
Lane. One
northern-
boulevard entrance, the initial one, and then
then
the
second.
phase two entrance up to Long Lane.
Okay.
Right, correct.
All
This
right.
side loops back over to, you know, the part we're talking about right now comes back over. The thoroughbred loops all the way around, but
Okay.
there are two connections to Long Lane, yes.
Two connections
Yeah.
to Long Lane?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the boulevard location, but I wasn't familiar with the second one,
Right.
which is even further up on Long Lane.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's been constructed and dedicated, both entrances at this point.
And it meets all of our criteria, so emergency vehicles and
Right, yeah.
everything can access it. So it's fully paved, and it'll be dedicated at some point.
Already
yes?
dedicated, that's what I'm saying.
Already.
Both entrances have been dedicated.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, I got just a couple typos here.
Oh, thanks.
On note 12, you have Malata Engineering is certifying the location of the wetlands. And then on note 14, there are no streams or wetlands. So
There are no streams or wet, we dedicated that land to you guys. The original property, if you look at the front page again, you can see the property that's on the north side of the road. There was a stream and wetlands in that area. So I don't know if some of these are carryover notes that we try to maintain with the preliminary plan, being that that was a part of it. But I'll take a look at them and clean it up.
for
We can
note-
clarify.
Note 23, you have Phase 5 construction. That might be Phase 6 construction maybe for this plan.
Potentially, I'll have to take a look. So note 25 is,
23. 23.
am I getting that right on the left side, on the west side of it?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but they couldn't.
I don't know what they had planned. I know Pinoni had done some iterations, but I don't know whatever came to fruition, if anything.
Yeah, it was,
So this development, you're setting aside parkland.
Already dedicated, so the dedication with the Phase 1 plan satisfied all the recreation requirements for the entire community.
But this
So there was no sidewalks proposed along Long Lane or York Haven Road. And we weren't dealing with any of the improvements, it was land dedication only.
Okay. I remember when you originally did this, they didn't want